living organism. So the very first topic is transportation in plants. In this topic, we are going to see what exactly transportation take place in plant's body. Transportation is the process in which any substance which is either synthesized or absorbed is carried forward from one part to another part, and this process is called as transportation. As we all know, plants don't move, they don't show any movement, but human beings, animals, they show locomotion. That means they change their place, but plants don't change their place. So let us see and show you how transportation take place. Here are two examples in front of me. One is of money plant and another is of bamboo. What I did, I took a bamboo fresh stem, I cut it with the help of blade, I placed it in a transparent bottle and I filled it with water. And I just saw that the end which is present, it is completely dipped into the water. After every 3 to 4 days, I used to change the water, and see, within 10 days, this is the result which you have seen. I just place it near the window so that they get sunlight as well as the nutrition. So let us see how does it take place. We all know that plants require inorganic substances. Which are these inorganic substances? Plant require sodium, magnesium, manganese, potassium, and etc. So from where does plant get? If they don't locomote, if they don't change their place, if they don't move from one place to another, how is that they get all these parts, all these inorganic substances? So always keep it in mind, the roots. If we plant this plant in soil, soil is the richest source of all these substances, inorganic substances. And from this soil, plant get all these inorganic substances. But from where? So these are the roots. Watch carefully. These roots absorb all these magnesium, all substances which are required for plant to grow, and they transfer all these inorganic substance to each and every part. And the process through which all these substances are passing from one part to another part is called as transportation. And there are special type of tissues which carry forward this function. If we all know that plant require water and minerals, so water and minerals are absorbed from the soil with the help of roots. Here is another example. This is money plant. I just took a single stem, I put it into the transparent bottle. You all may have it at your home. If you don't have, you can use Bisleri bottles also. Just change water after every 3 to 4 days. That's it. After dipping this stem in this bottle, after 10 to 15 days, this is what we got. Definitely whenever you will come to school, just remind me that we will cut these roots and we will watch it under a thin slide, we will watch it under microscope. So these roots have special type of cells which carry forward or which absorb the water from the soil, minerals from the soil, and that is further transport to the upper part of the plant. That food is transferred through the process of transportation, as well as water and minerals are transported through the process of transportation. So There are two type of tissues. Which are they? They are xylem and phloem. These xylem and phloem are the tissues which conduct xylem conduct water and minerals from roots till the upper part of the plant, and phloem provide or it transport food material which is prepared with the help of sunlight, carbon dioxide. We all know the process. Which is that process? That is nothing else but photosynthesis. So these are the two tissues which conduct transportation in entire plant trees. So always keep it in mind. Two, which are they? Xylem. Xylem conduct water and minerals, and phloem. Phloem food. Phloem food. Though phloem spelling starts from P, but pronunciation starts from P. So always keep it in mind. Phloem conduct food and xylem conduct water and minerals. In this transportation of water in plants, we are going to see these two parts. Which are they? First is root pressure, and the second is transpiration pool. What do you mean by root pressure? Root pressure. As shown in the diagram, root cells are in contact with water and minerals in soil. Water and mineral enters the cells of the root surface due to difference of concentration. As a result, these cells become turgid. These turgid cells exert pressure on the adjacent cells. This is called root pressure. In short, root hairs absorb water and mineral which enters into cortex. As cortex are full, they pass this water to the further cells, and from there it is passed to the xylem, and xylem carry it towards the upper surface of the plant. This is how the pressure is built into the root of water, and water is carried up towards upper part. You can do this experiment at home. Take a tuberose plant with roots, place it in a beaker or in a glass. The glass should contain eosin solution which is red in color, and then let it be there for certain period, that is near about 2 to 3 hours. Within those 2 to 3 hours you can see change in color of these tuberose stem, leaves, entire color changes. That means the red color which is of eosin solution is carried forward up in upward direction with the root pressure. Transpiration pool. Plants give out water in the form of vapors through stomata on the leaves. Two cells called guard cells are present around the stomata. These cells control the opening and closing of stomata. Transpiration occurs through the stomata. Water is released into the atmosphere by leaves through the process of evaporation. As a result, water level in the epidermal layer of the leaf decrease. Water is brought up to the leaf through the xylem so as to compensate for the lost water. Transpiration pool helps in absorption of water and minerals and distribution of all parts in the plant, whereas root pressure perform the important role of pushing water up during night time. So keep in mind, transpiration pool perform only during daytime, whereas root pressure is performed during night time. Translocation. The movement of sucrose and other substances like amino acid around a plant is called translocation. In general, it happens between where these substances are made and where they are used or stored, from source in the root to sink in the leaves in early springtime. Excess food exempt amino acid is stored in root, fruits and seed. This process is called as translocation of material. It is carried out in both upward as well as in downward direction by the phloem. Translocation of material is not a simple physical process. It requires energy. This energy is obtained from ATP. Excretion. This is the process in which there is removal of waste or harmful substances from the body. This process is called as excretion. In unicellular organism, waste material are directly eliminated across the cell's surface, whereas the process of excretion in multicellular organism is quite complex. After transportation in plants, our next topic is excretion. Of course, excretion is very important topic because in this topic we study that whatever the food is intake into the body in plants as well as in animals or humans, it should be thrown out of the body, which is not absorbed. Excess waste material should be given out of the body, and this process is called as excretion. If this food is accumulated into the body, it converts into poison. So you should always keep it in mind. Excretion is very important topic of this chapter. We are going to learn it through diagram. Excretion in plants. As there is no special organ or system for excretion in plants, gaseous substances are given out by diffusion. Most of the waste substance of the plant are stored in vacuole of the leaf cell and in flowers, fruits and bark of the stem. After some time, these parts fall off. Some other waste material are stored in the old and worn xylem in the form of resins and gum. Some waste material of plants are useful to humans. For example, gum, resin, latex of rubber and so on. Now you might be thinking how it is useful for human. Let us see some images. This is Indian sweet, which is usually made in winter. It is also called as dinkache ladu. Here the gum which is produced from the tree is used as the key ingredient of these sweet. Excretion in human beings. There are different organ system in human being, such as there is digestive system for digestion of food, respiratory system for respiration process, circulatory system, there is heart, and for excretion for human being there are kidneys. This is bladder. It is connected with ureters, pair of ureters. This is another one. This ureter is connected from above end to the pair of kidneys. These are kidneys. These both kidneys are connected to inferior vena cava and superior, that is abdominal aorta. The red color is abdominal aorta and blue one is inferior vena cava. These are the pair of kidneys which are connected to renal veins, and from there the urine is collected from ureter to the bladder, and from bladder it is given out through urethra out of the body. The functional unit of kidney that perform the basic function of filtration is called nephron. Each nephron has cup-like thin wall, upper part called as Bowman capsule. The network of capillary in it is called as glomerulus. The urea produced in the liver come into the blood. When the urea contained blood comes into the glomerulus, it is filtered through its capillaries, and and other similar substances are separated from it. The water molecule and small molecules of some other substance come across the membrane of Bowman capsule. The solution accumulated in the cavity of Bowman capsule passes into the tubular part of the nephron. Here molecules of water and some other useful substances are reabsorbed into the blood. Urine is formed from the remaining solution, which is full of waste material. The urine is carried by ureter and stored into the urinary bladder. Afterwards, urine is given out through the urethra. The bladder is masculine and it is under the control of nerves. Hence, we are able to keep a control on urination. Through the kidney are the main organ of excretory system in human being. The skin and lungs are also helpful in this process of excretion. Our kidneys are very vital organ of our body, and without excretion a human can't survive. In case if the pair of kidney is unable to filter the blood, the person may die. In order to prevent it, medical science has developed the process of dialysis. Let us see how does it work. We all know that kidney functions to purify the blood and separate the urine from or urea from the blood. The same thing is done in this dialysis but out of the body without using kidney. Let us see how. The efficiency of the kidney can be adversely affected by injury, infection, or decrease in blood supply. In case of it happen, an excess of toxic substances accumulated in the body, it may lead to death of the person. If the kidney fail, nitrogenous waste are separated from the blood with the help of man-made machine. This process of separation of nitrogenous waste from blood with the help of this machine, it is called as dialysis. Here about 500 ml of blood is sent at a time through the machine. Purifying blood is reinfused into the body of the patient. Again it is given back. Just look at the diagram carefully. Here from the veins, and from the veins the impure blood is removed out and it is supplied to the machine, and from after machine purification, the pure blood is again injected into the patient's body so that the patient can survive sound life just like ordinary kidneys are functioning. With this topic, some other links are given. Just go through those links for more details.